Alright folks, we are back for round 2 on the play. Hand is not amazing, but with one red it becomes very good, and even if we don't draw red between Cycling, Unburden and Doom Dissenter, we should be able to do a little bit of stuff. I mean, we'll just probably not just get stuck and do nothing, which is the main risk when you are missing a color or something. But hopefully we'll not go like game 1 where it just took us ages to reach a second color. Looks like it's not going to be the case though, which is nice. And we have the nice option of potentially going spray your 3-drop plus Bone Peaker next turn, which would be super sweet if they play a random 3-2. Or a 3-1, that also works. No, you need to spray and then Peaker. What? Oh. Yeah. So I forgot about this small detail. So since we exile it, no creature actually died this turn. Well, first time I actually encountered this specific interaction in this set, so there is that, but I guess my play would still have been the same, I guess, but yeah, that was not exactly what I needed to do. Alright, let's attack and exert, see what they want to do about that. Yeah, 5 cards in hand, which makes me a little nervous. Trade, okay, this time creature died. We'll make them discard before we play Bone Peaker because this might affect their decisions. Now they might think, well, they have nothing on board. I don't need those magma sprays. I'm kidding. I mean, if they have some good removal, they are gonna keep these most likely. But I'd rather not give them the information that I have a Bone Peaker. Like they could discard something like, I don't know, Attack Up Elite, the 2/2 flying for 4. That would, they would have kept if they knew they would need to block a 3/2. These kind of things. We got 2 spells, which is good but also worrisome. They probably have 4 spells in hand, and we have 3 spells on the battlefield. 1 is good, the 2 others are pretty weak. So I don't know how I feel about this game. And they are at 16, so we don't have a ton of pressure. Has already the Fervent. Alright. That is frightening, I guess. Another Bone Peaker is pretty good. So next turn, this will start to attack, most likely. Yeah, I think we only attack with 2 creatures. Another reason to do that, well, first we can block next turn. Second, the clock right here is actually the same if they cannot kill the birds. Because here they go down to 12, and then having another burn means we have a 2-turn clock, 6 and 6. So we don't actually really need the extra damage from Doom Dissenter, where having the option to chump block here could be pretty good. That's my reasoning here. But, if they were at 17, I would have attacked with everything because I really want that 2-turn clock if possible, and I don't really mind taking 5, but here it doesn't really help us a whole lot. And, if they have a removal for 1 bird, this is still a 4-turn clock. So the reasoning would be the same whether they have a removal or not, and whether, depending on what's going on here. Okay. Sure. So I guess we don't get to block. Yeah, you got me. We're still winning that race pretty pretty easily, unless they have some more cartouches and or flings and whatnot. And they need to play stuff before they attack, so at least one spell, so they cannot surprise us too much. You're not gonna get to attack here, my friend. Yep. I'm pretty sure they were like, I'm gonna cast my spell second main phase, and now they are getting punished pretty heavily. Do we even need to do that? Yeah, I don't think we need to do that, but why not? Okay, so they are just dead. Not gonna show the Minotaur, no reason to do that. Bone Picker is pretty good. Alright. Well, look like they would not have had this game. Yeah, they kind of encountered a clunky situation where they wanted to attack first, but they needed to play something first, and then they probably kind of forgot about Hazoret. Because I believe attacking with that is getting a warrior, but in any case, they were not winning, most likely. Okay, Beetle's probably coming in. Unburden of our money. I think we'll make the same sideboard because the opponent is also playing a pretty aggressive deck. Fling is pretty bad against our aggressive deck. And again, same reasoning than last time. I think we are looking good against our aggressive deck though, because we have some solid early defensive and annoying creature like this and that, and then we have pretty solid late game and a little bit of value too. I cannot keep that though. I could have seen keeping that hand if it had one swamp, and I will keep that one, but with only a mountain, it's not gonna do the trick. Okay, lands, please. Give me land. Don't let me die with nothing. Do not let me die with nothing. Well, I guess they are gonna let me die with nothing. Sad day. Sad phase. They kept a hand that would not do anything before turn 4. Interesting. They probably have a couple of Rimval, and I guess they don't want to kill the mummy. Well, we drew a red, which is nice. Also let us cycle the Saurodon, which has value. Sure, they have something like Magma Spring in their hand, and they just don't want to spend it on our crappy creatures. Has a red, well, it's not doing much right now, but I'm not thrilled about seeing a god every single game. And since we are stuck on land, this game I don't think we'll be able to outrace Azoret very efficiently. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Yeah, next turn is probably gonna start attacking. Yeah. Sure. Yes, you got me. Alright, one land. Well, things are not looking good though. I mean, I believe we are just gonna die from Azoret because we cannot race it. Which is unfortunate because, yeah, I think we would have had a shot with a little bit more lands. I mean, in theory, what we could do is use Soul Stinger plus Festering Mummy to put a decent amount of counters on Hazoret, and then deal with it that way, but it's still a pretty annoying card. I don't know. Things are looking green. And they had a magma spray as we expected. Yeah, the issue with gods is that if you are not ahead tempo wise, if you get a little bit stuck and have a slow start, you just cannot beat them because of indestructible. Sure. Hopefully they don't have a 2-drop. Oh yes they do. Yes they do. Another cartouche. Another cartouche. Yeah, their deck seems overall extremely clunky against our deck, but we are probably not beating Hazoret, unfortunately. Yeah, GG. Oh well. I mean, this happens. They got it on turn 4, I believe, every single game so far, so maybe we can dodge it once, that'd be cool. And this is the only card that's really threatening, everything else seems highly beatable. And you know, we could also eat our Bomb Rare, which we haven't seen a lot yet. Maybe I want actually Tormenting Voice over Beetle on the play. Not sure. Brute Strength has not been very good. I guess Painful Lesson is just strictly better than Voice, actually, in this scenario. Alright. Okay, that's good. Happy to see Glorybringer in there. And it's not gonna beat an Azoret, but it's something. I'm just gonna drop Doom Dissenters. There's nothing I really want to discard here. I'm gonna attack here on the off chance they block. Then I get to Bone Peaker, which is really nice. And they might block because, you know, it looks like I just want to get my zombie maybe, which I'm gonna get at some point, so they might think, well, sure, I'll block. They know we have Bone Peakers though, so they should not. And I believe a good player would not block here, but they might forget about that. It's not a super easy interaction, if I may say so. And if they don't block, we'll just play Miasmic Mummy and discard Unburden that we cannot cast now. I kind of want to keep those lands in hand to just drop my Glorybringer when I can. Alright, you need to make a move. I think you can just take one here. I mean, yeah. Sure. Not sure why it took them so long to make that play. Yeah, I'm just really worried about Hazoret, but other than that, we shouldn't be in decent shape, and we have some nice flyer to beat down with. I'll trade here if they want. Nah. No, actually I'm not gonna trade. It's bad if they play a 2-3, but if they play that, I'm much more happy if I don't trade. I mean, I'm happy to trade 2-4-2 here in this scenario. I think we can play a pretty aggressive game. Between Gravedigger and Glorybringer, the only thing I'm really worried about is Hazoret, so I'm willing to play very aggressively. Sure, you got me. I don't think they have Magma Spray. I think they would have used that on something at that point. Yeah, I guess we'll attack with one Peaker. Alright, well if we can draw land next turn, we have a 2-turn clock of the Glorybringer and the Bone Peaker, which is really nice. So hopefully we can just get there. And if they have Hazoret, we have a decent amount of jump blockers available. And they have no good attacks here. They seem pretty soft to flyers in general. Most of the time you want to exert Glorybringer, but here this is a scenario where since we can just two-shot them, we might not want to exert. Also we have Gravedigger, which means that if they kill it we can get it back, which is also another... Sure. They could have in a Ketra's name, I guess. Should we play around that? I don't think so. I have 2 mana open. I believe this is just them willing to make these trades we just made. Because they feel pressured by the Bone Peaker. I think this is, yeah, I think this is that more than anything else. Sparring Mummy. Okay, that also kind of makes sense. I think we'd rather use Electrify than Grave Digging something. Like the game plan here is just to kill them with Glorybringer, and to be able to do that, having Gravedigger to get it back if necessary seems like a good option. Let's double block here and see what they want to do about that. No effect, and we'll just kill that. I don't believe they're sandbagging a trick. If they had a trick, they would have used it, probably. Well, maybe not, but I feel like it's pretty safe to electrify at this point. Supply Caravan. Alright, jeez. We got there. And we will not exert, because otherwise we don't have the kill next turn. And here, well, I think the best case scenario for them is they have maybe Electrify, but if they do, we have Gravedigger. I mean, the best case scenario is they have Cast Out, and then they may have a shot at winning, otherwise it's going to be very difficult. Thresher Lizard, not gonna do it. They could have Compulsory Rest. Ooh. Well, that's a lot of damage. I'm not dead, but that's pretty close. Whoa. Well, we almost died here. I guess I should have exerted. But they were pretty dead. Okay, we got there. That was a little bit frightening in the end. But yeah, Glorybringer, good as you could expect. This was round 2. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and see you for the final.